So here we are. We're gonna make sure that the Sierra Madre secrets are safe with the Brotherhood. Anyway, so this is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of the campaign with, like, using my ridiculous early game to my advantage and having early wars against people. Because as you can see right now, Kaiser just has absolutely no way of crushing for my guys. He's already lost 10,000 men in his attacks, in his frontal attacks. You know, his rash frontal attacks. He's got plenty more where that came from, because he's enslaved a lot of people back east, you know? He's pretty big. But really, can he do anything with that? Most likely not. Like, he can throw as many people, as many slaves he wants at us. We, the Brotherhood Paladins, will not, you know, will not fall. A forgotten hellscape. Blood pooled under a red sun as the sound of creaking metal echoed throughout the villa like a distorted scream. One of the knights looked down at his chest, only to see a ghastly arm protruding from it, wiggling around in the air as if it were trying to grasp more flesh. Twitching violently, it pulled back with supernatural force, and the knight fell to the ground as he vomited blood from inside his own helmet. Wow, that's ridiculously ridiculously violent. Elia was forced to watch in horror. Him and his surviving followers faced with a creature unlike any other. It stood there, hunched over its kill, with arms wide and reaching for dead man. Suddenly, it twitched in place, letting out a terrible screech and chitter as it turned to face the group. Clad from head to toe in some kind of hazmat suit, its face was nothing more than a gas mask. Its visors glowed a deep green like a hunted jade, and its green breath streamed out of the filter, waves like smoke. Sierra Madre was not a forgotten dream, or a paradise waiting to be discovered. It was hell on earth. We must continue. Now, it's starting to get dangerous because it is 100% tension. So, we need to be very, 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 very afraid of something the Western Brotherhood might do to piss off our Western neighbor, you know, the NCR. Why are they red? I think it's because they really hate me. I hope they don't have any war goals on me. How did they get war goals on me? Assault on Hoover Dam. Well, that needs to be controlled by Caesar's Legion. But maybe, I don't know, he does not have, like, he does not have any of these. Because all of this needs to be NCR. Okay, so maybe he just will not have war goals on me. Which would be quite great. The bear roars. The boneyard, but the boneyard is to the south, right? Oh no, he's already got the boneyard. Never mind. He's absorbed that before the game began. Beacon of Democracy. The Baja Blues. So he's already dealt with Baja California. And now he's he might have a civil war, I think. This is the part where you might have a civil war or something. Because the Emergency Council, what is that? Then the NCR buyout. Buyout of the Barons. The Siege of Poker's Ranch. The New North. Tahama. Sac City. Up here. Oh, this is not his cores. Okay, so that's to get that cord. And yeah, otherwise it would be the Barons Republic that rises up. Yeah, like, looks like the dividing line between cores and non-cores is it's this one. So everything that's south is NCR cored, everything that's north is not. So it's the Barons' problems. It's the Brahmin Barons. Or they could have, you know, exodus of wealth, organized rationing. All is good. So they could be friendly with the Brotherhood and have the Brotherhood patrol all of this stuff for them, which would be advantageous for us because that would make them more friendly with my faction leader, which would be quite useful. Just to be sure, though, there's a reason why I took down the scorpions. It's so that we get these this lovely canyon thing, choke point. So we are going to use that choke point to the best of our abilities. Now, well, they did have a war goal on me after all. That is extremely bad. That is extremely bad. Need to hope that the Western Brotherhood can hold the dam, and I think they can. I mean, I'm gonna leave one guy there, just to be sure. And then I'm gonna try to hold this lovely choke point against the NCR. Really? Are you gonna be like that? And I think I can... Yeah, I think I can get one paladin out of here as well. So I'll be trying to hold this as much as possible, you know? Make a defense in depth kind of thing. Oh, but right, the Steel Rangers are here, so... Honestly, the Western... like, the NCR should have a lot of things to worry about. Shit. The Western Brotherhood is not defending Lost Hills. So the Western Brotherhood is likely to capitulate because they sent all their divisions to help me. Which is good, but it's also terrible because now they might want to send everyone back. And I'm not sure if my one division can defend. Can defend Hoover Dam. You know? Maybe it can, who knows? It looks like he's got new Reno mercs, which is hilarious. What do you mean we don't have this? What do you mean we don't have energy cells? We are building energy... Oh, it's not producing. Oh well. I don't think we need that much like of this anymore. Yeah, so we can get some energy cells. That would be quite good. And then afterwards, we're gonna build more power armor. But you know, the power armor situation is pretty okay. It's the manpower that's not that great. Manpower is pretty bad. So we got what remains, which is standing inside the vault at the heart of that facility. Elia reflected on everything that he had learned in this place. Of the 10 people he'd brought with him, only 4 remained at his side, but it hadn't been for nothing. The story of the Sierra Madre was a story of ravenous love, jealousy, and ultimately betrayal. How ironic that the woman he'd so desperately wanted to save died in her room. None of it mattered anymore, though. It was a drama 200 years in the making, the pages of its chapters long since written. What interested Elia more was this vault, its contents, and the contents of the streets above. In time, he would take everything from this place for himself, but he had to prioritize something to start with. The most appealing of the Sierra Madre's miracle technologies were its holograms and its vending machines. The holograms were incredible, almost entirely invulnerable soldiers capable of killing any intruder. One hologram in the right place could become a one-man army. On the other hand, the vending machines were a similarly incredible technology. They were capable of creating anything they were programmed to create. They made everything molecularly, fabricating everything the user desired in return for some useless currency. Seeing as useless currency, love it. Seeing as Elia already discovered a way to trick the machines, their potential applications seemed limitless. So this is actually a pretty interesting choice, because we will take the security hologram. Is going to increase defense on core territory by 30%. Now this is ridiculous because we've already got plus 20% division defense on core territory. So considering how high our defense is, this would make us, I mean, we're already practically invulnerable. but it would make it even better. And I foresee in the future, perhaps, a time when we have to fall back to Hidden Valley Bunker. And that's a core state. Because right now, in none of our front lines, we are using the core state buff. Because even this river crossing, even though it's close to our main base, it's not a core state. So I feel like if we were to fall back to Hidden Valley, and just to be sure, we'd need this one. But plus 30% factory output. Plus 30%. That's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's just bonkers. So I'm not sure. To be fair though, are we ever gonna have the manpower to use the factory output? Most likely not, because we didn't go... If we... Yeah, but this, of course, you know... Because obviously, you're only gonna have manpower if you have McNamara chosen. Because he's the one that's gonna... it's gonna change around the Brotherhood limitations to joining, so you're gonna get limited conscription. And then you can, you know... You can conscript as many people as you want. But the way it is right now, I just don't see that we're ever going to have, like, enough manpower. Because we don't have that much population growth. We've already conscripted everyone we could of the provinces that we already have. Like, yeah, maybe sure, at one point we're going to have Caesar really exhausted, and then we can take, you know, all of Caesar. So, you know, from all of this, we were going to get some decent manpower, but we might have killed everything in there. Yeah, we probably would have killed everything in there first, though, which is very sad. Every single recruitable man in there might have already been decimated. Oh, what's funny is that he's already decimated. Literally, he's already decimated things, but that's decimation and not, you know, whatever. So yeah, I think we are going to take the division in defense on core territory just to have a fallback, you know, just for the extra bit of invulnerability. When do we get the bunker technology? Oh, we already can build bunkers. But I think they're like just more expensive for basically the same. Oh no, they're actually more effective. How much more expensive are they? They're 2,000 against 500. So the outposts are more cost effective. The outposts are more cost effective, but you know, the other ones are better. So honestly, I feel like Wastelander conscripts. Obviously, that's pretty important. And I guess, yeah, first we're going to finish the stuff here. Then afterwards, we might just have to take construction engineering so that we build things faster. Even though we've got some good, very, very good buffs in... very, very good buffs in this part as well. Oh, outpost construction speed. Outpost construction speed. That would be pretty good. You know, bunker mindset. Which is pretty much what we are, you know. We just hide in our bunkers. And yeah, as you can see, the NCR is trying to attack, but it's not working. Like, they just don't have the required strength to really destroy us, especially if we have outposts. So we're going to be a wall that they can't break through. Do we need any of this? So just took primitive workshops, which is this one, but we are ahead of time for civilized technology here. So unfortunately not, but we might want complicated circuitry ahead of time. Or, no, that we're way ahead of time on that, but aren't we researching this one? No, we're not, so More defense. Thank you. We're gonna be the defense masters, obviously. And yeah, eventually we're gonna like actually have enough manpower to get some paladins, and you know, enough of them to push. How's the combat whiff in here? It's ridiculously weird. Seems like it's just what the game wants it to do. Anyway, I would really love for Caesar to declare war on the NCR. So how are our friends doing? Vault City has pushed into New Reno, and they're defending that. The NCR is going to take over a whole bunch of the Western Brotherhood up here, and a whole bunch of the Western Brotherhood here, unless they can get the SHE. They're arming mechs, and so getting infantry production. They really need to get... expand private industry, establish the HOI4 chapter, because if they do that, then the HOI4, you know, defends all of this. That would be pretty great. The Steel Rangers are kind of the ones that are doing the best, but they're gonna be losing a lot of men. Thankfully, though, the Steel Rangers are not as retarded as we are when it comes to conscripting people, so they actually have a chance of taking Shady Sands. So Caesar can't break through, and maybe the NCR has more important things to think about. Now I feel like we should be land leasing this guy, but is the land lease even gonna get there? Like, you know, just lend lease you 250 of our suits of armor and a bunch of our energy weapons. Where's the energy weapons? Wow, we don't have that many. And some dynamite. And some support equipment. I feel like that would be helpful for you. Yeah, because see, it's saying that we have a lot of infantry equipment, but that is just mostly because we have all these captured weapons. I wonder if the capturing is working. The equipment capturing is working here. Because it doesn't in, like, Kaiserreich equipment. Enemy combat losses. Equipment lost. Detailed list. Damn, we're losing a lot of power armor. There is no capture thing. There's some of these battles where we're losing literally 0 men. That's ideal. No, but there's no equipment capture anywhere, so I don't think that's gonna work. So unfortunately, we're not actually capturing people's equipment. Yeah, in fact, if we go ahead and look at what this equipment is like, you know, it's Mojave Raider, you know. Really? What are these suits of power armor? Where the hell are they from? I don't know. Yeah, like, you know, Mojave Raider is all the people that we took over. We can finally actually take the attack guy. Or, I mean, first I guess we can take... Ooh, reconnaissance plus 5%. Decryption plus 5%. Division speed plus 3%. Night Sierra, you're fucking good. But first, I'm gonna take the weapon expert. Paladin. Maintenance company. This would be very useful. But we don't have the manpower for it. Maintenance company would be very useful because it would increase, you know, the amount of power armor that we can do that. But I guess, you know, maybe recon company is more important. Yeah, we also don't have the manpower for that, but eventually maybe we're gonna have manpower. We're taking Wastelander conscripts, you know. Yeah, continue the research. It just continues to go down this focus tree. Okay, so the Brotherhood has decided to try to break out. Now, I think this is too early, because Caesar's troops are still all very supplied. We should have waited like one more year of his guys just destroying themselves. So what we're going to do in this push is we are going to play a kind of defensive bulwark role. We are going to protect the flanks and the supply lines, you know, because he's not going to push all that far. So we're going to be protecting the crossing points and making sure the Caesar can't take them back and cut off all of the Brotherhood troops. So that's what we're going to do. In other news, we are holding pretty well here, although the NCR has decided to not really have that many troops in here anymore. Somehow they've decided to be idiots and not attack the bunker, nor San Francisco, nor up here. And Vault City is holding, while the Steel Rangers slowly but surely pushing forward, but they're starting to run out of manpower severely. So their push is going to be exhausted, whereas the NCR, they've still got a lot of, you know, a lot of guys where that came from. Thankfully, though, like, this is going to be doing a lot of damage to Caesar. Definitely going to do a lot of damage to Caesar. I still think we should have waited a little bit longer. It would have been better. Yeah, he's absolutely smashing these guys because he's armored. If he had built anti-tank, no, Caesar, if he had done anti-tank, he'd be in a much better position. And yeah, right now, he thinks he wants to do that, but what he actually wants is he wants to hold Hoover Dam, so that no Caesar men can just come back around. I think this might be the push that makes it. It's got the chance of, you know, being the big, destructive push, but I don't think we have enough forces, to be honest. Because Caesar's big. His territory is like he's kind of like Russia. He's just too big to invade with like small troops, you know, like this. We're gonna need a mass army, or we're gonna need his guys to be completely destroyed, which none of those two things are happening yet. And ooh, NCR heavy troopers. They have discovered a secret, so we need to build anti-tank. Another thing that we need to build is, yeah, we're about to have some techs come up, which is great. So one thing that we need to do is that, and the other thing we need to do is we need to get to robotics and research security. We can't, but it's telling them, whatever. Start to research robots, because we have a bunch of, you know, we have a bunch of houses robots, and now we can make a robot division, which doesn't take that much manpower, 250 for a 20 width. So yeah, that's going to be very useful. Also because it's also armored and also extremely overpowered. I feel like that's not supposed to be the case. Why do you have no... I suppose I'm gonna see when they're spawned, and you know, if it's useless, I'll just take it out. Then warrior training. So obviously, then we have this. And this needs to go to anti-tank rifles. Over here. Does he also have hard attack and piercing? Yeah, 40-25. And he's also got soft attack. But he's also got soft attack. So we're gonna need to look at the battalion, the support battalion, or whatever it's called. So this says recovery rate, HP 2, organization 20. I like the sound of that. HP 2, no, organization 20 actually. Piercing 1, piercing 1, Weight 0.1, heart attack 1. This doesn't give 1 heart attack, but like, you know, who cares? Because we've already got a bunch of heart attack from the equipment itself. So do we want the laser or the anti-tank rifles? Piercing 35, piercing 48. And the armor the NCR is likely to have is this scavenged power armor. No, basic power armor. So how much armor is that? 30. 25 piercing is not enough. Whereas 38 is enough. And then you get rocket launchers. Interesting. This is anti-tank support piercing, whereas this is hard attack itself. So in the end you get Gatling lasers, which have 45 piercing as opposed to... But this is going to be so late game, doesn't matter. Even this one is a little bit too late. First we need anti-tank then.